Evening, everybody. I apologize. We're back to being upside down because I always end up when you're supposed to click webcam and switch it to my other thing. It isn't working. So I am going to have to take the stuff out of this box because there's no way to make it visible. Uh-oh. Throwing stuff on the ground. Mercy. So I got a package from Stampin' Up. We had I'm sorry, trying to get where you're viewing stuff where it's supposed to be. There we go. Slightly better. And one of the dumb things I'm the most excited about was my trimmer's blade had been perishing for a while. And, everything had fuzzy edges. Hi, Jenny. Going to bed? I should be going to bed, but I had caffeine far too late. So I just wanted to unload this on camera. That way I had, I could chat if you guys were on. But get some sleep, girl. Have some for me. I got a shingles shot yesterday, and I don't know if it's that or just the weather changing. Hot part of the day, cold part of the day. So I'm going to be, when I go to bed tonight, I hope I sleep well and wake up more chill. So literally chill. So I put on my new blade, which makes me happy. This was a last chance item. I guess I could look real quick and see what it's currently on sale for. It's Botanical Textures Designer Series paper. In the last $dollars for this paper. And I had debated about it when it was full priced because I tend to go for color, but I kind of think I color on this. And, that makes a whole different level of fun. So I think it is nice for adding like a background. So if you wanted to use something more colorful in the front, but like this, kind of birch tree-esque. I like it. Like I said, I think you can get away with coloring it in. Let me just see what kind of mess I can make. I've never used these pens either. I got these like secondhand from somebody, so we'll see how they work. They're supposed to be watercolor pens. And this, obviously, I don't want to saturate this paper because it is not made for that. But should be able to take a little bit of color, a little bit of water. So that's kind of interesting. Go through and give it a little bit of color, whatever you wanted to match project you were doing, or pop out a little section or two. Play with those new toys to my list too. Hello, whoever snuck in. Oh, here we go. No, don't fall over, paper. Let me try getting it a little bit damp first and then see if this works better. I can't be the only one who's like, just randomly, I decide I'm going to play with a new toy just because it happens to be sitting here on my desk. I'll get this out to cut it later and be like, why is that one leaf painted? So I don't know. I feel like that wasn't quite what I was going for. It might be better off to try this one with alcohol markers or something. And of course, my alcohol markers are someplace where if I move, I'm gonna make an earthquake. Do not break, please. Okay. I'm afraid that's going to be a disaster. I need to try that out sometime when I have a drop cloth down or something. Okay, this is going to sound silly, but these distress watercolor crayons make me, and I'm not even usually a distress, like I got these because, again, clearance a while back, but they actually smell like Crayolas a little bit, which, you know, takes you back a little ways. So I think that could be fun with this paper. Just pop out some colors. And the back side of that, you know, I have some back pages of my Halloween journal that might need some. This looks like some sort of monster. Maybe less monster, more cuteness. Paws and stuff. Have to. Yeah, those B-sides could definitely be very Halloween-y if you're looking at, you know, clearance papers. These would be good. And then I wonder, with some pouncing and some fall colors, you could probably use that as a fall background as well. Also, if you buy paper packs like this and you're a junk journaler, don't forget to keep these guys. They're nice. You know, you sometimes have to double them up, but like I found a paper that I would like to use to make a the front and back of an accordion journal, and I'm like, I need something for the covers, and that's the kind of thing I dig out and use. It's funny because today I watched a thing about, because I'm trying to clean up the craft room a little bit. You know, it's like what to declutter, and I'm like, okay, everything you're saying declutter is the stuff that we use to make journals. Sorry, I try not to be too noisy when I open stuff because, you know. See. And these are the lovely doilies. And, you know, I have some doilies around, and some of them, though, they're the older ones. I kind of feel bad hacking them up. These, I need a piece of white paper. These I'll feel less bad about cutting them to put on a journal or a card or something. And they're kind of a little early Valentine's Day, but I think you can use hearts on almost anything, including Christmas cards. And I did finally get, so Stampin' Up! Has this washi tape that goes with one of our, it's a stamp set that you can make these same flowers with, and then a die that cuts them all out. Extraordinary Flora washi tape. And I bought the kit thinking it came with one thing of the washi tape. It didn't. And then it was on the like back order forever. It felt like, of course, that's just because I wanted it and it wasn't there. But this washi, they packaged it really well. So it, oh, I need to clean off my mat. That side's a little better. So you literally put this down. You can cut it just as washi tape with the die. A lot of people are putting it on a thinner piece of cardstock, white cardstock or something. So when you cut it, it's, boy, I hate that first little bit of trying to get washi tape up. And excuse my phone for dinging because, you know, Duolingo bird thinks if I don't do a lesson today, world might come to an end. Oh my goodness. There we go. Got it. So this washi, I don't want to stick it too hard down, but you use the die that comes with that set and it cuts each of these out as a flower. And again, you can do it and then peel them up. But I feel like unless you did it on backer or something that would be easy to come up with, you'd almost be better off to put it on a thin piece of paper. Partially because it's so much easier to handle once it's like, you know, how when it's thin like this, you get those tiny little flowers. I feel like that's asking for trouble. Maybe it's just me because I know how I am. But it does come, I forgot I should roll it out more. It is the same flowers, but in different colorways. So like pinks and purples. And so it goes with all of the Stampin' Up! Colors, and it has, so you can match different stuff. But have this basically the same flower. And then the stamp set does these exact ones and you can color them as well. I just thought the washi was kind of a cool, like, you know, chop them and throw them onto some cards. Put that there. And then we'll get these out so you understand the next stamp set. Hi, Bonnie. I think we're pretty much here alone. It was a tree, which as soon as I saw that, I thought that. I'm just going to grab this piece of. So you would stamp one of these, like either the tree, or like this is just a tree. These are stars that would, so like you would do this in here, put the stars on. There's ornaments you can add and all of that. But this is a shaker that, you get these shaker bits. And this is a boatload of, I'm so afraid to open this. Like, not because the bits are going to attack anybody, but that I might have them on my floor or my forehead if I'm not careful. So these little tiny shaker bits. And that is a gob of them. I'm going to put them back see, look, there's already some loose. But I saw some where they used like a different green than this is Granny Apple green. I don't think I'd use that as a tree. And then you use a darker green just for the tree, or you do this and you emboss it with gold, and then you put in the gold flowers, and they're adorable. And there were people making them where you just cut around the back, because there are dies as well, and make it an ornament. And then there were people who are doing, you know, one on the front, one on the back, and ornament, and that would work too. But I am a tightwad, and I would think you do it like this on, you know, you get out some other sort of shaped die put it on there, put Merry Christmas, oh Christmas tree, whatever you want to put, sending Christmas wishes, and then put in your, but this, you can buy these and not have this set. And you could draw or just put it on background that you stamped with bows or something. But it was a pretty cheap little set, and that's why I went with it. Hi, Xena. We're not doing anything too exciting right now, Xena. Oh, girl, send me colors that you like, and I'll send you some of those papers I dyed. Because part of the reason I was dyeing stuff was I'm like, this stuff's got to get out of my house. But so this is just the little. So this allows you to cut out the hole to use the shaker. So I got it because it's adorable. And I like to think I'll do things like this and then I'll make 2 of them. But it'll be here for next year when because I've still got gingerbread ones I've got to make for my grandma before long. Oh no, what'd you do? Did you fall? Oh, you worked? Yeah, I work today too, and I groom dogs for a living. And sometimes my sister gets excited because she knows that the more dogs we groom, the more money we make. And then she forgets that we're not as young as we used to be. And so I was like, please don't do that to us anymore. We're going to die. I mean, we won't actually, well, eventually, but not anytime soon, hopefully. And then I got, hold on, this comes with a set. This is actually a retired set. And I'm throwing things at myself. That was on sale, and I wanted it because, I mean, I love you more than pumpkin pie. Yeah, I don't, but it's nice. But the main reason I wanted it was the dies. And obviously you could buy the dies separate, but. So it has nothing's better than latte, coffee, apple, cocoa. Then it's something season, apple season, pumpkin season, fall, leaves, pies. You know. Ridiculous. It's funny because people are like, well, I'm not usually into the cutesy stuff. My problem is I like it all. I like grungy and cute, and so that means I end up getting all of it. And then I'm thinking I need a bigger house for all this junk. And then I had turned down this stamp for a while because I thought I don't need another background stamp. And then somebody did it where they did the like Jacob's coat thing, and or they did an embossing resist and did the background in fall colors. And I dyed a little bit on the inside and I got it anyway. Because fall is always my favorite season. The only thing bad about fall is it's followed by grumpy, short days weather. And then just some bling. So Xena, did you tell me what your favorite colors are so I can send you some of those papers? Yeah, I think this stamp is going to be cool for like background, even for, you know, like I like background stamps. And even I bought one at the flea market the other day that's like a, I don't know, burlap or linen. I don't know which, but I'm like, yeah, you can put texture on anything with that. It doesn't have to be. And yes, it's an old block one. You can take them off. But sometimes with stuff like this, I like having it, just throw it in a drawer and go, donk, done. And I just landed on the table and bounced you guys. Sorry. And then this is greetings for the season. This is my lazy. I'm going to turn it around because, again, I've messed up my camera again. So these are just gold foil greetings for, I love to put cards together and then I get real lazy with stamping sentiments. And I'd like to say that's not the case, but it is. Well, if you happen to look at the video again, Xena, just point at the ones, and there's some of them, I don't know if you can tell in the pictures, I used some watercolor, mixed watercolor in with it that had metallics, so it's got a kind of cool sheen. I'm a little afraid it's going to rub, like no matter what you do, it's always going to keep rubbing off on stuff, but I don't even care. But anyway, these I think will be nice to chuck on some quick cards. Throw those in one of the mini crisp bins. And then this is the reason that I had to get this card set here. So I think if you don't like any of these animals, we can't be friends anymore. I'm just kidding. We can still be friends, but like, I just don't know what's not to love about any of those guys. And it's the fact that they're just squishy and cute that made me feel like I needed it. So they're just simple little, but they have that like texture so that you can do it. They just stomp them on, throw them on, and they're going to look cute. Let me, of course, I have this green paper instead of anything realistic on my table. Manatee or elephant, guys? You almost don't fit on there, sir. Zena, if you happen to have a doctor, tell them Voltaren isn't too bad, but you can get a script for diclofenac, which is the active ingredient, for probably, like, if you have insurance, will cost you less. What do you do for work? Not that it's my business, but you know, look at us. We're all besties, right? Oh, I love that. I have a PPO that, like, once we, you know, are half dead, they'll start to cover stuff. Oh my goodness. Oh. Cleaning houses does not. Oh, that's fun. And I don't mean to be, so I'm also self-employed, and so when I was married the first time, I was always like, you know, I hate being dependent on somebody else's insurance. It's even cute on its secondary. Are you also a housekeeper, Bonnie? You guys aren't allowed to come over here. You will judge. I would way rather clean my horse's stalls than my house. That's just how I am. So I'm actually pretty impressed with the stamp quality on this. It kind of, it's like wood etched. And the manatee makes me laugh because my next tattoo is going to be a manatee, and his name will be Hugh. Oh, the humanity. But the shading on this is amazing. Hi, Dana. I'm just over here making noise until it's Juju's turn to come on. I cleaned as long as I could stand to clean, which isn't very long. Somewhere around here, I have my little thing I'm supposed to clean my stamps with. I'll be danged. It's right there. Hi, Kel. Wait, are you a different Kelly, Ann? Doesn't say Kel on there. I don't want to be calling you a nickname you don't use. Oh, there it is. Does say Kel. It's just in the middle. You just changed it a little bit. So I'm feeling a little puny today, Zena, because I got my second shingles shot yesterday, and they say that the second time you get a little bit of reaction. And I had chicken pox, like the kind, I remember it distinctly, and it was 3rd grade. So it was not fantastic. So I'm terrified. I was terrified of getting the shingles, so I could not wait to get loving it right now. Yeah, no, I don't. Right. YouTube changed it. Those wankers. Tell them not to oppress you. Anyway, I stamped these out, and I do think that the stamp quality is pretty freaking awesome. So all cards after Christmas or for birthdays for a while are going to have cute little animals on them. But then Lily had to dress up as on Friday dress up as an idiom. And so we picked Black Sheep of the family, partly because we also have a sheep. And so while I was at the Goodwill, of course, I found a thing. So this is a photo album, and it says "Be True," and then has this little clock charm. Let me see. I don't even really pay attention to what I paid for it. And then this little leaf charm, and it has this holding hands thing, which kind of adorable, a little bit mushy for my liking, but $3. So it is it is a photo album. And I have been looking, I have not spent a lot of time looking, but I don't know if I want to just take out the photo album pages and add in journal pages, use it for ephemera with this. I don't really want to use it for ephemera with these in it, but it does have these. Oh, mercy. Now I have these slippery ASS things floating around. You know, those are going to go flying across my room. So it has these, and I feel like we could collage, make a journal. So do I leave in this binding, or do I dig it out of here? Because it's these guys. So it would leave some sort of a hole. But this tie, this for the cover, like we could put extra laces and hide those holes, I think. Like you guys are coming over here. Well, you might come over here to help me, but then you're going to be stuck helping me clean. You guys holler at me if Juju comes on and I'm bumming her chi, and I'll hop off because I'm just trying to waste time till I can go to bed. Well, I could anytime I wanted to, but. So what do you guys think? Yoink out it as it is. So I assume this was, hey, fall over, why don't you? These are kind of cool. The funny part is I didn't even see these at the Goodwill. I saw that the price was reasonable, and I don't know if it's real leather. I think it's like the vegan the faux leather, but it's not shiny or gross or, like, I'm not saying that all of it is, but you know what I'm talking about, like when you feel that stuff and you go, Right. I just was trying to decide if I want to take this out and then cover up those holes, because we could I could for sure cover up the holes. This has its advantages, obviously. If I wanted to use it for like an ephemera holder, it'd be nice to be able to take stuff in and out. But I don't know. Somehow the metal part ruins the look a little bit to me. But also I'm a little afraid what happens when you tear it out. Tell me I'm not the only one who destroys things just because we can. It looks like it'll just pop out of there. Do it or not, guys. You would not alter it, Bonnie. Just use this and journal the like make the pages and alter the pages. Why is my camera such a pain in the butt? I mean, the real answer is that I have an app that makes it where it's facing right, and I always forget to click that I'm on the app. So I'm sure somebody got this like as a wedding gift or something, and then they broke up, threw it in like F that hand holding crap. That's where that went. So, and I think it wasn't done this way, but let me see if we can get it to. So this is supposed to just be a dangle, I think, this leaf. And then this. So I think we can definitely play with that. Don't you think, for $2.99? All right, who in here does bunch of Christmas stuff? I don't know everybody's styles yet. I'm trying to not figure everybody out. That sounds horrible. I had a, holy, I'm going to have to get up to get this, because if not, I'm going to knock everything over. When I went to visit my grandma in the nursing home, they have I know this sounds bizarre, but the Goodwill up there is cheaper than the Goodwill down here, over there, up there. And so I got a couple of, what do you call them? Grab bags. And this, I've already been hacking at it. This was a gift bag, which is going to become part of either a page or a flip out or a journal cover. These are all book pages from this book, Beauty and the Beast, which is not what it sounds like, but it's paintings of all through generations of animals. Girl, you are a better person than me about going to I have a thing, the thrift shop calls me, and the thing I tend to do is then I sort of I'm like, here, Merry Christmas, look what I got for you, and send it to my other junk journaling friends. But I get these Christmas cards that were part of because if you're making, like, you could either make your own journal out of it, or if I'm making a little golden book journal like Frosty the Snowman, having this as a page, and then you cover this part. Oh no. The way I see it though, for me, the price of mailing stuff has gone up, and it's stupid. Today I was thinking we could just almost drive crap to some people's houses cheaper. However, I know the value to me of getting something handmade in the mail. So I've just sort of cut back. Like if somebody didn't thank me or I didn't get a card back, I don't send them. And I take, like, if I'm going to a family gathering, whatever I have, I drop stuff off if I can, because then I can also add. Yeah, I agree with the prices, but again, it's one of those, it's a catch-22. Anybody love gnomes? Because that one will not go in anything. I don't hate gnomes. I just don't, they don't do it for me. So the Three Amigos there. Yeah. I mean, I get the not wanting to shop there, but it's also I still am not going to pay full price for something when I can go, I get a whole pack of cards or whatever, like basically this whole thing for about $12. I'm not going to, but I'm very fussy. Like today, like I said, we went because my daughter she's going to be the black sheep of the family. So we needed to get her a black sweater and a hat I can make ears on. Yeah, well, frick. 5x7 cards are only just a stamp too, but not if you add any goodies. And then I won't mail these kinds of cards. I make my cards. These will go into, into a junk journal as a page or something. And, or the ones that I won't use, like, unless I know somebody is religious, I don't send religious messages because it's not, I don't know. I just don't. I will take those to the nursing home and drop them off for them to send. Beth. Okay. Tell me which Beth it is, which Beth you're talking about. Do you know her? Is Schuler on her name? Okay. Is it Happy Place Crafting Beth or a different Beth? That's her screen name. I'll look her up. Hold on. I'll write a note on here. Oh, look, the back's cute too. Dana, if you think about it and you have her address, can you send it to me? I mean, obviously ask her before you do that, but I live too far out in the middle of boonies to be a stalker. Like, you got to live in town for that crap. All right, setting that to the side. All right, guys. I guess bugger off and go see Juju, and I'll see you guys in the chat shortly. Bye. Night-night.